One time my kid said, I know a dad that chooses work over his family when I see one. That's when I knew it was time for me to quit my job. This is a special Father's Day episode. This is the best dad advice that I could give you. I hope you receive it with love and the intention to just become the best father that you could be. And the very first point that I want to hit on is family over work. Work is never more important than family. Never sacrifice family time for work, not for any job, not for anything. If you have the opportunity to hang out with your son or your daughter, hang out, because here's the thing. Jobs can replace you. Kids don't. They can't. They need you. All right. If your employer discourages family time, then you are working for the wrong people. I knew this situation where a father was about to have a child and they were pressing this father on taking additional time to be with the mother. Oh, the mother will be all right. You can come back to work sooner. These people are just wanting to use you to make money for them. They don't care about your family. If you're in a situation like that, definitely get out. If you can, I would encourage you to find a place of employment that's close to home, or if you can, work from home. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but should be considered. It does give you that additional freedom, whether it's one parent in the household or both. I would encourage you to have someone at home, but if it can be you as the dad, in some capacity, do your best to be home. Just remember, you are replaceable at work, but irreplaceable to your children. The next thing I want to talk to you about is prioritizing presence over entertainment. Be present every day. All right. Don't choose TV, sports, or entertainment over your child's request for time. And quick moments matter, right? Kids, they have short attention spans. They're not going to be there with you all the time. They might just want 7 or 10 minutes before they get bored and go back to doing what they were doing. But give your kids time. If they come in and you're doing something, stop everything, right? If you can, give them your attention. That's the greatest gift you can give them. They will remember. I remember my son is notorious for coming in at moments where the movie's about to get good or it's a special part of the story. I remember taking him to go see Avengers when it first came out. He was a little kid, like daycare. And at the end of the movie, right when it was really popping, we were about to get to it, he had to go to the bathroom. So I missed it. So I had to learn how to sacrifice, right? Sacrifice the moments for yourself. You can always go back and watch those moments, but be there, be present. Don't tell them, hold on, wait till this part is over. That's one of the worst things you could say as a dad. Be present. That time becomes core memories for them. Whether you're there or you're not, they will remember. You will never regret prioritizing small moments with your kids. It's something that you will look back on. Next, lead by example in your relationship, because kids, they watch everything, right? Children model what they see in your relationship. So I'm raising 2 young sons. I want to understand that not only am I raising sons, but I'm raising men, right? So they're going to see how I move with my partner. You want to avoid ongoing conflict in front of the kids. So before I got married, we had premarital counseling, and my pastor, he had told us, never let the sun set on an argument, because you don't want to take that resentment into the next day. So we always talk about resolving, right? We want to be the example of, hey, not every day is sunshine, but we are able to resolve it. Healthy conflict resolution, it really teaches kids to learn emotional intelligence, because what they see in a house as they come up, that is what they're going to take into their relationships. Next, and this is very important advice that I could give you as a father, is invest in their development early. And when I say early, expose them to many different activities and interests, right? So for my kids, they're fixtures now in martial arts and music, but they started with soccer, with t-ball, swimming, basketball, and then eventually they got to music and taekwondo. So invest time, invest money as much as you can into developing their talents. Don't think about money when you're investing. Think about the people that they are becoming, the young men that they're becoming, or young women that they are becoming, right? Taekwondo is super expensive. So is music, but it has built confidence for my sons as they've done it year in and year out. Some of the best examples that I could share with you is that when my son had a piano recital recently and he played Dvorak's, which I'm not familiar with, but he's this amazing musical composer. And one of the parents came up to us when he was done, and they were just really impressed that he did that. And then my other son, my oldest son, was at the recital, and a lot of the kids that he teaches were there. So they just kept coming up to him. His name is Master Sean. That's what they call him. Master Sean, it's really good to see you. And the parents, oh, he's so great. I love the confidence that he has helped my child to build. So that is because not only did we get them into something, but we got them into something that they would be interested in and stay in, right? Like, don't force them. Let them try, let them dabble in things as they're children, and then they find their way as they get older. So activities that really builds lifelong confidence and resilience. Pieces of advice that I could give you as a dad: create safe environments for failure, right? Boundaries and creative space. I like to give my sons the freedom to create without fear of being told no at all the time. Think about when you're kids, you just get told, no, don't do this, don't do that, no, no, no. Boundaries are important, but allow safe spaces for them to fail and learn. For me, growing up, I didn't have the opportunity to do all these little extracurricular activities. I was outside a lot. One of the things my mom really did was she didn't really let me go out like that because, it's different these days. I give my kids the opportunity to fail. Like, I'd rather them fail at like basketball than fail in the streets, right? So when you give these kids these different opportunities, these different activities that they can get into, they're building community within these opportunities, within these activities. So they're not really going to want to go out there in the streets because they're developing a talent or a gift. Next, take care of yourself as a father, right? Health and leadership go hand in hand. So for me, my sons, again, they're tall, they're athletic. Stay healthy and fit so you can keep up physically, right? You're the blueprint for their physical, mental, and emotional wellness. My sons, they always wanted to get muscles. They looked at me, I was always walking around with muscles. They would always talk about that, right? You don't want to be tired and out of shape and on the sidelines. And for me, as I get older, that's become more and more important. People look at my kids and then they look at me and then they'll be like, okay, I see what's up. I see why they are like this. Look at the dad, right? You are the example. You're the blueprint. You're the foundation. Love is big. Love is the fuel. There's this hidden study. There's this book I want to connect you with, Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy. Chapter 11 talks about love and how children need love to grow, and the lack of love can stunt their growth. There's this story in here about this kid who was in a foster home. It says he went to bed, he cried, he got into fights with other children. From the age of 3 to 7, he did not grow. He was the same size physically. Then he moved into a foster home where he got love. It was a loving couple. They met the boy in a foster home. They applied to adopt him. They took him home and began to shower him with warmth and affection. They held him, talked to him, took him for walks, and drowned him in love and unconditional acceptance. They hugged him and kissed him and held his hand. Within a few weeks, the boy started to grow again. This is a true story. In the next 9 months, he grew a full 4 years worth of height and weight. And by the end of the first year with his new parents, he had reached the normal height and weight for his age. The powerful effect of love on children is amazing. This is true. I told my sons, who are 6'2" and 6'3" respectively, I told them that the more love that they get and give, the taller they will grow. I told them this when they were little, and they are very tall and big and healthy. So love directly affects children's physical and emotional growth. The more love they receive, the more they thrive and physically grow. Okay, so I strongly encourage you to read that. Maximum Achievement. It's chapter 11. It's a whole book on parenthood, which I'm going to read after I do this podcast here. But emotional consistency, it creates strong, tall, confident kids. So some of the key points for long-term legacy and responsibility: make the decision. If you made the decision to have children, honor that responsibility. Like for me, both of my sons were planned after marriage. They were planned intentionally. There was a conversation. If you're in a situation where, maybe the child was a surprise, I really want you to step up as a man and take care of your responsibility. Even if kids come from unplanned situations, you have to own your role as a father, because one day your kids will take care of you and they will remember how you took care of them. So pour into them now so that investment comes back as love, respect, and leadership. So closing message to fathers out there: call your child. If you're distant with them, reconnect now. They may not accept you right away, but stay consistent in your attempts. They will come around. Okay, if you're a child with an absent father, reach out if you can, connect with your father. Being a father is the greatest gift. It's not easy at all. My mother raised me, so raising two sons was definitely challenging, especially early on, but I show up every day, I invest, I lead by example, and I do my best to give them the childhood, a cool childhood that they can own and say was theirs. I was interested in martial arts. I was definitely interested in music. I couldn't get into those things. I presented them as options. They liked what they saw. They got into it, and now they are pillars in the community. So continue to show up every day for your kids, okay? This is Free with the Art of Being Freed. If you like this video, please share with other fathers out there. What are some challenges that you've had as a father? What are some things that have worked for you as a father? Share it in the comments. We're dropping new episodes every weekend. Until next episode, I will see you soon. Peace.